Mr. Steele, you've got to stop offering commentary in front of the jury. I've warned you about 4 times. If you do it one more time, I'm going to hold you in contempt. Contempt is punishable by fine and/or jail of up to 20 days. Do we understand one another? I need an audible response, sir. Yes. Okay, all right.
Day 85 of the Young Thug YSL RICO trial was intense. The father of Donovan Thomas Jr. testifies to the relationship between his son, Birdman, Thug, and rich homie Quan. He says the relationship changed in the summer of 2014, but the defense shows contradicting posts. The judge also yells at Brian Steele for commentary and threatens to hold him in contempt. Yeah, the judge and Brian Steele did not have a good day today. They were not getting along. This is pretty wild though. Peanut's father's there, and Shannon Stillwell's in the courtroom, who allegedly shot and killed his son. So intense. Hit subscribe. Here we go. Shannon Stillwell smiling in court, even though he's accused of murdering someone. He's actually accused of killing 2 people, by the way.
And who is sitting at the end of your row, Mr. Steele?
First look at Thug, red suit on today, or burgundy.
Okay, what are you?
This is Donovan Thomas Sr., Nut's father. The state wants him to clarify that there was a beef going on, pretty much.
And do you know Calvin Trevor to have a nickname?
OG Bentley.
In those 10 years, did you ever know him to be associated with a gang?
Yes, YSL.
Hey, sis. I'm overly objecting, sir.
Now with Donovan, did you have a nickname?
Yes.
What was that?
Nut.
And when you spoke of Donovan, did you use his given name of Donovan Thomas, or did you call him Nut?
Nut.
Based on Marquavius, does he have a nickname?
Yes.
What is his nickname?
Greedy.
And how would you describe your children's relationship with each other?
Extremely close.
And you said that you all speak to each other almost every day.
Yes.
Generally speaking, what types of things do you all talk about?
Everything. Just life in general, period, everything.
Did you learn of him being in a gang?
Yes.
I want to point out, by the way, the DA intentionally stands in front of the witness to block the camera. They do this on purpose.
Now you said you noticed the color. What in color did you notice?
Red.
Now did you eventually learn what gang he was a part of?
Yes.
What gang?
IF gang.
So there's his father testifying that he was a part of IF gang.
Probably like 2011 to 12, somewhere now.
Outside of Donovan, did you notice any of your other children were in a gang?
Yes. Marquavius and Demonte.
And were they in the same gang?
Yes. This is Demonte, Kelvin, Marquavius, and Donovan. Big business ENT. He was starting the label for Marquavius. His brother was rapping at the time. Like Lucha had a couple shoots I went to with him. Went to a couple of Mr. Williams shoots with him.
Start seeing in adult years, Rich Homies and Donovan around each other.
Like going to the middle part of 2013, somewhere now.
Who do you recognize in the picture?
Rich Homie Quan and Nut.
Do you see your son inside this exhibit?
Yes. But the studio is on Metropolitan.
So far it's been about 45 minutes of Nut's father just establishing the relationship between Nut, Lucci, rich homie Quan.
How do you know Mr. Williams?
Not personally.
Okay. Have you been around him?
2 video shoots. It was in 2014.
This is intense. Remember, the guy that allegedly shot and killed this guy's child is in the courtroom.
Did you ever see your son promote anything dealing with Jackie Williams on his Instagram account, specifically in 2014?
No. Actually, I don't have Instagram. I don't have social media at all.
Okay.
So I wouldn't seen it no way.
And let's do time frame. You said those 2 video shoots. What year were those video shoots?
About 2014. Had between spring and summer. It was warm.
Have you seen pictures of your son and Birdman together?
Yes.
When did you see those pictures of your son and Birdman together?
Around the summertime, 2014.
So he's going to testify that clearly the relationship changed around the summertime of 2014.
And is that Birdman next to him in that picture?
Yes. May the 27th, 2014. June 6th, 2014. Say big business, ENT Nut, me and my brother. Who is fly? Okay. Who is fly yesterday at Rich Homie Quan. At Thugger 1, video shoot, lifestyle, May 26, 2014. Big business ENT Nut, me and Lil Bro at Thugger 1, fooling at Big Homie at Birdman 5-star condo. When we arrived, his demeanor changed because when we were walking in, he seen a former TIG artist that wasn't supposed to be where we was at the place where we was at, and he kind of...
He didn't say anything that he was saying. He said he saw it.
I'm overly objecting.
Intellectually have information.
No, it's not. He can testify in his observation, so overly objection, sir.
He got on the telephone and made a phone call. We ended up leaving.
So this is where the relationship went sour, is Donovan Thomas and his father went to a video shoot and they saw TIG, his own record label, people there, and he didn't know they were supposed to be there, and one person that moved on from his record label. So he's already thinking in his head, these are stealing artists from me, freaking out, you know what I mean?
Did he have the same demeanor when y'all left that he had when y'all arrived?
No.
When you all left, how would you describe your observation of his demeanor?
Angry. There was things going on between YSL and
Sir,
Foundation, here's
I stand objection.
Did you observe any conflicts? You said between YSL and another group. Did you observe any conflicts?
not personally.
How are they going to get all this information out of him if he didn't observe any conflicts himself? And anything his son told him is hearsay.
Were you aware of any conflicts between Shell Kel and anyone in 2014?
Yes.
There we go.
Who were you aware that Shell Kel had conflict?
Foundation.
I stand objection.
Did your son ever try to squash the conflict?
He said he was gonna try to squash it before it's been on.
What's your objection, Mr. Steele?
I'll adopt it.
I sustain the objection.
Do you have any personal knowledge if your son stopped communicating with Birdman in the fall of 2014?
Yes,
Do you have any personal knowledge if your son stopped communicating with Jeffrey Williams in the fall of 2014?
yes.
Were you aware of a text message your son received from Birdman?
I was told about it. He told me about it. Most stunned, but surprised that he had got a message from me.
Do you know if your son had any communication with Birdman after receiving that text message?
No, not personally, I don't.
Do you know where this picture was taken?
California. Like the summer of 14, not the summertime, 14. October 22nd, 2024. 2014, I'm sorry.
And do you see your son?
Yes,
And is he the individual in the picture?
yes,
And did you also see Rich Homie?
yes,
Did your son have any conversations with you about YSL Kidnapping?
yes.
I'll rule the objection, Mr. Steele.
Were those conversations about you?
No,
The judge literally said yesterday that they weren't going to be allowed to talk about any of this.
You're sick.
You can also sustain that objection.
What was your understanding of those conversations?
Still here, sir.
Okay, now he's putting his foot down suddenly.
Did you have any knowledge of somebody concerned for his safety leading up to January 10th, 2000?
no,
I'll rule the objection.
Did you observe your son acting in a manner that he had concern for his safety?
no, not for his safety.
I mean, you should have let him answer low key. He's saying no, he had no concern for his safety at all.
Well, I know Demonte was with him because I knew I had talked to him. They were getting a haircut, so I knew Demonte was going to be with him, but that was about it.
And Demonte, is he younger than Donovan?
Yes,
Okay. Do you know what's their difference in age?
2 years apart.
Oh, so that's his other son in that hoodie with the jacket with the assault rifle, dude.
Now, after your son passed away, did you ever know of any of your other sons to hang around or be around Jeffrey Williams after your son passed away?
No,
That's what the state wanted to get their point across. Really trying to hammer it home there was a beef after the death, and the whole war really ignited after that.
Did you ever know any of your sons to speak with Jeffrey Williams after your son passed away?
no,
I'll rule the objection.
Did you know of your sons that ever hang around with Jeffrey Williams and hang with Jeffrey Williams after your son passed away?
Foundation.
I sustain that objection.
my son and Mr. Williams,
And which son is that?
Mark Wavis.
Do you know when this video was filmed?
No,
Okay. Let me ask you this. After your son Donovan passed away, to your knowledge, would Greedy ever be in a video with Mr. Williams?
no,
Would any of your sons ever be in a video with Mr. Williams after Donovan passed away?
no,
I sustain the objection.
Were they in a video to your knowledge after Mr. Williams passed away?
no,
I sustain the objection.
And is that the title of the album?
yes.
All right.
Thug's lawyer Brian Steele up for cross.
Mr. Thomas, my deepest sympathy.
Thank you.
Awkward.
Other family members, close personal friends of the family. Is that true?
Yes,
And one of the people there is your daughter, Miss Sequoia Cade. Is that fine?
yes,
And you mentioned on direct examination with Prosecutor Hilton that she has a relationship, has children, I think 2. I don't know if you mentioned that, but I believe 2. Children with a gentleman named Kelvin Treadwell or O.G. Bentley, or I think you said B. Is that all true?
yes,
And is it fair to say that Miss Cade and Mr. Treadwell had a child, an infant child, still in a car seat on the night of January 10, 2015, if you can remember?
I'm not sure about that.
Is it fair to say that after January 10, 2015, the 2 of them had a second child at some point?
Yes,
OG Bentley's a YSL member, and he was dating Donovan Thomas's sister. Pretty interesting.
Do you have any knowledge in the hands? Well, identify again for the jurors. They just heard it one time. Who are the people in the picture?
my sons,
Can you just name them from
Monte, Kelvin, Mark Wavis, and Donovan.
Dude, I can just tell he's not in a good mood having to answer these questions with this lawyer.
what the hand signal of your child is making all the way on the picture to the left? Do you know what that means?
No.
If it means anything.
No, I don't know.
Looks like he's throwing up the damn FaZe logo.
You're not with your child all the time, true?
True.
And you're giving your best information to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury today, right?
Yes.
I think you said that there was a stoppage or a change of relationship after summer 2014. If I'm wrong, just say I'm wrong.
You're correct.
And summer 2014 to you is about when?
Just say April to June, July.
So I would imagine what Brian Steele's getting here is he going to show contradicting evidence that they still had a relationship after this period of time.
Image that was posted or uploaded by your child has like 3 different pictures. Do you agree with that?
Yes,
Okay, the top picture, do you recognize who that is?
Mr. Williams,
Okay. And then in the middle picture, do you recognize who that is?
Birdman.
But you see the date of August 9, 2014?
Yes,
All right. Your child is promoting, that's my word. If it's not the right word, just say I disagree with it. Promoting this lifestyle flashy episode 5. Is that fair to say?
yes,
So this is what Steele's doing. He's showing the jury that they were still friends or somewhat doing business in August, but something happened in the summer is what the state's trying to say. So it is a little contradicting. Who knows if it's working for the jury? It's probably really confusing.
Yesterday and it says Rich Homie Quan at Thugger 1. You know Rich Homie Quan, you said?
Yes.
You know him since his birth because you're friends with his dad, right?
yes,
And Thugger 1, do you know who that would be referring to?
yes.
Tell the jurors.
Mr. Williams,
And then it says video shoot lifestyle. The pound think it's a game. You see that?
yes.
The video shoot lifestyle. Do you know what that refers to?
Music video song they had.
And the red hat with that little, what I call the blue stripe?
Right here.
Okay.
So Donovan Thomas is in the lifestyle video.
And can you just point out Jeffrey Williams there, your child, the hat he's wearing, as well as Rich Homie Quan.
Mr. Williams, Peanut, Rich on the Quan. Wearing a red hat with the blue Quan, Mr. Williams, and Peanut.
And did you have any idea before viewing this that this was even made?
No.
Did you have any idea that this was released on October 29th of 2014?
Objection,
No.
Your Honor, student, that's not.
About this video.
What video?
It's called Flashy Lifestyle Video, released October 29th, 2014.
How many lifestyle videos is? Oh, sorry.
The objection to testifying is what that's not evidence about any conversation that may or may not have happened. So that's not objection.
I stand your
I don't think the dad knows about the flashy lifestyle video.
Remember this one that your son posted?
Yes.
In the center, and Mr. Kokomo's blowing it up. You see where it says Flashy Lifestyle, episode 5?
Yes.
Were you aware that there was an episode 1, 2, 3, 4?
No, it
Objection,
wasn't.
Your Honor, student, that's not.
I stand your
Do you know what episode 5 means? What your son wrote?
No.
Do you recognize this as your child's social media account?
Yes.
And do you see where it says that your son posted YSL Entertainment and Club Crucial Present? You see that?
Yes.
And above that, do you recognize that gentleman on the left?
Yes.
Who is that?
Mr. Williams.
Do you recognize the gentleman on the right?
Yes.
And who is that?
Birdman.
And your son was promoting Jeffrey Williams' birthday, right?
Yes.
I mean, it is kind of contradicting that the state says there was a huge breakup between friends, but then there's a bunch of evidence that he was still posting him, like pushing random events and songs.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of Jeffrey Williams number 233. It is a
Objection to any
music
further comment.
video.
Hold on. The state have any objection to 233?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to sustain that objection.
Jeffrey Williams screenshot 233, screenshot 2 at 50 seconds. Going back to Jeffrey Williams exhibit number 233, screenshot 1 at 41 seconds. Does that orient you to seeing Mr. Williams as well in that 41 second?
Your Honor, again, to the second screenshot, that's all he's being shown.
Yeah, he's got to be able to identify it without assistance, Mr. Steele. So please don't do that again.
Brian still is kind of crossing the line here, putting little comments here and there, dude.
Jeffrey Williams exhibit number 233, screenshot 1 at 41 seconds. Who is depicted?
Birdman, Nut, Mr. Treadwell, and Mr. Williams.
Greedy's your child, right?
Correct.
And what's Greedy's real given name?
Marquavius.
And you know he has a Twitter account?
No, he doesn't.
Are you familiar with what you just saw in Jeffrey Williams exhibit 222A-BR? I thought we have to show it to you again.
Right.
I thought you said you recognized it, but
Yeah, I did.
okay. And is that accurate and depicts what you remember seeing it?
It say most wanted at Bird Gang Greedy. _ Bird Gang Greedy.
And it's your child known as Greedy?
Yes.
Okay. And then point to the jury, if you don't mind, the people in the picture. I know you've done it now 4 times, but
That's Marquavius, Birdman, and Mr. Williams.
and Marquavius is close with Donovan Thomas Jr.?
Is he close to him?
Yes.
Yes.
They're family. They're loving.
Oh, y'all, my kids are close together.
You were asked questions by the prosecutor about whether your other children had no contact with Jeffrey Williams after about the summer 2014. Remember something like that?
Yes.
Objection to misrepresentation of the evidence.
I sustain your question. You can rephrase, Mr. Steele.
Now, this social media posting by your child that you just identified, on the date, you see the date?
Yes.
Can you tell the jurors the date of that posting by your son, Greedy?
December 4th, 2014. Gray sweat top, red level, Bird Gang, red skull cap.
So this is Greedy's Twitter showing that he tweeted something in December, a month before the shooting that killed Donovan. But the state says there was a big relationship change months before this. So why is he tweeting shit like they're still friends? This is so confusing. If I was on the jury, I'd be like, this is a fucking shit show, dude.
Do you know why your child, Marquavius, nicknamed Greedy, posted this December 4th, 2014?
No, I don't.
Because based upon your observations, you thought, I'm not saying you were wrong, you know, just,
Objection to the commentary.
I sustain your objection.
you thought that there was no communication, right?
Yes.
Mr. Steele, you can't testify and comment. Please, I've told you this 2 or 3 times now.
That was my question. To your observation, you didn't realize there was communication. Fair to say?
Objection, date and interpretation.
I sustain your objection.
To your observation, you did not know that your son posted this social media, right?
No.
Donovan Thomas went to clearly other video shoots that you were not at, right?
Yes.
And you didn't even know about.
Yes.
And that's okay, right? He's doing what how he's living his life, right?
Yes.
Do you know what this song is?
No.
Okay. You didn't know that your son was in this video with Jeffrey Williams?
No.
You know it was released in November 20th,
Objection,
2014?
Your Honor, to the commentary.
I sustain your objection.
Do you know when it was released?
No, I do not.
And we can just write that question, the first question, Your Honor.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you should disregard the answer to the first question, okay?
Your Honor, it already came into evidence.
Not-
Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to return to your headquarters for just a second, please? Sir, if you could step outside for me, please.
I mean, the video is already in evidence. He's being a little risky putting these comments out there in front of the jury for the judge to yell at him. Thankfully, the judge let the jury go before.
Mr. Steele, you've got to stop commentating, offering commentary in front of the jury. I've warned you about 4 times. If you do it one more time, I'm going to hold you in contempt. Contempt is punishable by fine and/or jail of up to 20 days. I don't want to have to do that. But please do not comment in front of this jury anymore, okay? That's the only thing I'm going to tell you. Do we understand one another? I need an audible response, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Just as long as we do that, okay? But let's take a comfort break. We'll take 10 minutes, okay?
The social media account that it's posted on, if you don't mind.
Big Business ENT Nut.
And that's your child's, right?
Correct.
Donovan Thomas Jr.'s business fair logo. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then on the right hand side, business underscore entertainment underscore nut. Right?
Yes.
And then hashtags, big business, hashtag think it's a game, hashtag rich gang, right?
What the? He was posting Rich Gang a month before he died? This is so confusing for the jury, I would imagine.
Yes.
And rich gang, Jeffrey Williams part of.
Yes.
And this is dated December 8th, 2014.
Yes.
Okay. You didn't know about that promotion?
No.
Donovan Thomas was posting about his friendship with Birdman days before he died. Why is the state saying there was a big breakup in the relationships? Doesn't seem like it went sour.
It says at Birdman 5-star, like you said earlier, right?
Yes.
And this is January 2, 2015, which is, God forbid, 8 days prior to January 10th, 2015.
Yes. And what I took as being, he was texting something and he was just replying back.
Your son's social media account follows Jeffrey Williams' Thugger account.
Excuse me?
You know whether from January 10, 2015 to today, your son's Instagram account follows Jeffrey Williams' Thugger account. Do you know that?
No, I don't know that.
Shannon Stillwell's lawyer, Max Shart. Remember, Shannon Stillwell's accused of killing this guy's son, so...
You identified your other son as being an individual inside the barbershop.
Yes.
Jack.
Yes.
Okay. And you said that you gave Detective Thorpe this information.
Yes.
And Detective Thorpe is the lead investigator on the case involving your son's death, correct?
Correct.
And I'm saying Donovan Thomas Jr.
Correct. When Detective Thorpe and another detective came to my son's mom's house the morning, he mentioned the personal interest in the red jacket, and I told him then that that was my son. He made a phone call that he was, getting squared away, and that was the last I heard of it.
Was that the first time you ever spoke to Detective Thorpe?
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Miss Hilton up for redirect.
January 2nd, 2015 post on your son's page with him and Birdman.
Yes.
And I believe when Mr. Steele was asking you about that post, you responded. He was texting something and he responded. You remember answering?
Yes.
Was it he that you referring to, your son?
No, Birdman.
And is that the same text we talked about on direct that Birdman texted your son after some time and your son had... Was that the same text we talked about during direct examination?
Yes.
And was that the text in which your son had a surprising response?
Yes.
And then was this post after he received that text?
Yes.
Do you know what video that this screenshot came from?
No.
I think you were asked about the Lifestyle song. Are you familiar with that song?
Yes.
Are you familiar where they filmed that video?
Miami.
In December of 2014, has the defense counsel showed you any picture that had Mr. Williams and Nut in any picture after December of 2014?
No.
Have you seen any videos with Nut and Mr. Williams in December of 2014?
No.
In December of 2014, was Rich Homie Quan still a member of Rich Gang, to your knowledge?
No.
Rich Homie Quan was not in December 2014?
No.
Do you see any hashtag that specifically references Jeffrey Williams?
No.
What about Thugger?
No.
Williams and Nut, if they were friends in May of 2014, do you remember him asking you that?
Yes.
Okay. Were they friends in December of 2014?
No.
Basis. There's no knowledge, no foundation.
We believe he opened up the door by asking that question. To your knowledge, were they friends in January of 2015 prior to his death?
No.
Ooh. She said the defense opened up the door for that question, so he just said they weren't friends before his death.
Those two promotional flyers, the one with Paris Hilton and the one that was the birthday bash or the birthday party?
Yes.
Do you recall seeing any promotional flyers for Jeffrey Williams in December of 2014 from your son's page?
No.
What about prior to his death in January of 2015?
No.
Mr. I'm just going to call him Rich Homie Quan, former Rich Homie Quan, because you don't know his given name, was not part of Rich Gang by December 2014. You remember that?
Yes.
Have you ever seen posters promoting at the end of December 2014 Rich Gang with including Rich Homie Quan?
No.
Let me show you something, okay?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't know. He said no.
I'm going to show him a poster and see if it changes his testimony. He gave testimony as if he knows.
He said no.
He said he didn't remember, so it's...
I'm impeaching him.
He said
Your
no.
Honor, honestly.
So I'd like to show him and see if he still stays with his testimony.
Okay.
Tell me if that changes your testimony you just gave under oath to the jury. And
As
then
far as I know, he wasn't a part of it still.
how did you come up with your belief that you told ladies and gentlemen jury that Rich Homie Quan is not part of Rich Gang?
First thing I know is being around him.
Were you aware that in January 2015, after January 10, 2015, Rich Homie Quan played with Jeffrey Williams in Tampa, Florida?
No, I'm not aware.
Whoa, what? I thought Rich Homie Quan and Thug weren't friends after the killing. Why would they be performing after Donovan Thomas was murdered?
In January of 2015, your son was in the process of making a movie and asked Jeffrey Williams to promote it.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
When's the last time you spoke with Rich Homie Quan?
I haven't.
When's the last time you looked up when Rich Homie Quan last performed?
I haven't.
To see if Rich Homie Quan ever performed with Jeffrey Williams in December 2014?
No, I didn't.
All right, that's it for Mr. Thomas Sr. I mean, the state got the point across that there was an issue from his perspective as the father of the victim, but it is a little confusing with the pictures that were posted. It could cast doubt in the jury's mind, so we'll see. But now we have the rental car company dude that gave the rental car to Thug, because remember Thug rented the Infiniti.
I used to work for Hertz. Would you have to interact with customers that would come into Hertz for cars?
Well, yeah, sometimes.
Could a individual rent a vehicle with someone else's driver's license?
That's a good question.
Okay, if you don't know, that's okay.
Yeah. I have no experience in it.
Okay, no problem. You don't have, okay, no problem. All right.
So we got Thug renting a 2014 Corvette Stingray, but that's not the car that was in the shooting. So what's the point in this? Just foundation showing that he rented a Corvette at one point from Hertz? His name is spelled wrong, I just realized.
What is the name that you see appearing on that exhibit?
I see Jeffrey Williams.
Okay, so now here's the Q50, the Infinity.
And is there a renter associated with this rental record?
It has Jeffrey Williams.
Okay. And what kind of vehicle did Jeffrey Williams rent with this rental record?
2014 Q50.
So rental car was rented right there between January 7th at 8:30 and January 12th at 8:30. Obviously the murder was January 10th, so right in the middle of that rental period. I wonder if they got the license plate on camera anywhere. I mean, they showed the car driving by, but you couldn't really see the license plate.
Do you recall speaking with the Deputy District Attorney, Mike Sprinkle, as a part of some of the series of interviews that you had?
As a matter of fact, I don't know who Deputy Mike Sprinkle is.
Okay. And prior to doing so, I will show defense counsel.
I have ruled, Mr. Steele. Okay? I have ruled, Mr. Steele.
The judge and Brian Steele not happy today with each other, boys. Steele objected without a basis ready, and he kind of stumbled on his words, and the judge just overruled it.
The names you are giving out, I don't know. I cannot recall those names. Yes.
So it sounds like this guy doesn't know shit. He doesn't remember who Thug is or the detective. He doesn't remember the meeting at all.
Specifically, were you shown a photograph of Jeffrey Williams on August 3rd, 2016?
The reason I'm saying this is because I don't know the name. So if you say a picture of this person on the record, I may not be able to tell. That's the problem. But let me check here and see.
This guy doesn't remember shit. They have to get this Hertz receipt into evidence, and this is how they're doing it. So
It's way back in 2016. Yeah.
I'll ask you what you know.
Okay.
By August 3rd, 2016, had you rented at least 2 to 3 vehicles to Jeffrey Williams?
Again, I just read this over here. I don't recall anything like that. It doesn't mean that they don't show it. They could have shown it, but I just don't remember. That's a long time ago.
Were you shown a photograph of Shannon Jackson?
I don't know them.
So he doesn't remember shit. He doesn't remember being shown pictures of Shannon Jackson or Thug. So
No, you don't remember, but according to those documents, you were involved in those 2 transactions. Fair to say?
Yes, please.
That's pretty much what you remember.
Yes, please.
Then sometime later, you don't know who you met with, but you met with and you're cooperative with the authorities.
Yes, please.
And it's been a long time, so you just don't recall, but you met with the authorities and gave them all the information you had. Fair to say?
Yes, please.
And that's what you're trying to tell the jury here today, the same thing, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Tell the ladies and gentlemen, jury, if you personally know who drove the 2014 Q50 Infiniti.
Same objection.
I don't know.
Same objection. Same objection.
I don't stand objection.
Okay, even though I asked his personal knowledge.
I'll allow that, if he knows.
And I also object on the basis of foundation, if I may.
Oh, it's a foundation.
So I don't know who drove the car.
Thank you so much, sir.
all right, so he doesn't know shit, dude.
Okay, is the question whether I know who drove the car out?
Yes.
No.
But do you know who you rented it to?
It was rented to, according to the records here, to Jeffrey Williams.
On what date was that car rented?
Which one are you referring to?
That's it for day 85. I mean, the rental guy wasn't really helpful with his testimony. He doesn't really remember shit, but the receipt says Thug rented the car. State wants to get that point across in front of the jury. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit subscribe. Peace out, boys.